on a different section of the field. I'm going to take you through here, check out a couple other patches of corn that we're still waiting to get the corn cobs to ripen up so we can pick them out. But you can see around here, and as I drive through, you'll be able to see the field has been initially worked up, getting ready for the spring. Again, the rotation of the field is very crucial, I've found over many years, for avoiding issues with the European corn borer worm as well as corn smut. And in the past, I've had to let one field rest for, I think it was 2 or 3 years before the corn smut would be eradicated. There's nothing you can spray for it or poison it or kill it in any way. You just have to let it run its course. So I'll start the tractor and we'll drive through here a little bit and maybe head into that cornfield a little bit to see what dead corn looks like. There's a lot of work to do once the actual selling season is over. A lot of field work, just getting it ready. This field now is ready to plow, but I probably won't plow it until the spring, because even now the amazing weeds tend to reroot and start to grow, and if I plowed it now, those roots would be connected and ready to grow right away in the spring. And so since we have such a challenge with weed control, I'm going to try that a little bit to see if we can minimize the weed population that we're dealing with. Now you're going to see what I mean when I go through these rows. We have hand weeded in this field multiple times, myself and our grandchildren out here, they doing the weeding, and yet you can see in the middle of these rows here, at most of the summertime, there was not a single weed you could see in this field. But once the corn got up a bit, I didn't want to be tilling because the corn roots grow out to the sides, and I didn't want to be cutting off the corn roots. And just in that short period of time, these weeds came back absolutely profoundly. Now you can see what a battle the weeds are in the cornfield, and we have chosen to not spray the weeds with the chemical, and so it creates a lot more work to try and keep the weed population down, because obviously the weeds utilize nutrition that could be for the corn. They definitely utilize moisture, which the corn needs so much moisture as it is, and so we find it becomes a very difficult situation. Now we're coming out through the end of this patch, and we meet up with another patch. And this space that you see open here between these patches is a distance that I like to keep so that I can plant one variety in this patch and another variety in that patch. And they're far enough apart that by planting opposite times and keeping this much spread, the risk of pollination or cross-pollination becomes very, very, very slim. And so that's the reason for this strip. So I keep these strips all the time like this, and I've taken all the stones and everything off, so a couple times a year I can just mow this with my lawn tractor and keep it nice and clean and easy to access. So these are the situations that we're dealing with, getting ready for the next season, putting to bed the crop here. Next year I will expand this patch into this entire area where you see it disked up here. I've disked this up a little bit this fall to kind of get ready. The weeds kind of took over, and so I spent a few hours disking it down, getting ready. In the spring I'll plow it and then plant it in accordance with the schedule for picking that will ultimately take place, and we'll see what kind of a crop we have. We ended up doing quite well. A lot of challenges this particular year, 2024, in the May here in Manitoba. It was so wet and cold, and corn simply doesn't grow in that kind of weather. It doesn't matter what seed variety or whatever, it just simply doesn't grow. And so we had that battle. And so the crop, I would say the crop was at least 10 to 12 days late in ripening due to that. And in the corn selling season here in Manitoba, 10 to 12 days is huge because we only have a month, roughly a month as it is. So when you have it start 10 to 12 days late, that really pushes us into September. And if we get an early frost, the corn stalks will look pretty much like this within a day or so. So time is of the essence. It's it's a pressure cooker time to get the corn off, tasting the best, nice cobs, keeping it freshly picked, delivered to our customers who are so loyal. The other day at our market, a lady walked up to me and she said, "Dave, is this your 17th year?" And I had to stop and think for a minute. And I said, "No, I think it's the 16th." Then she said, "Yeah, well, that would make sense. Because when I first started coming here, my son was 2 years old, and now he's 18 years old." Well, I said, "Well, thank you so much for your faithful support all these years. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all the customers who have come purchase corn and other products from us for all these years. We look forward to supplying you for some more years. I'll be 78 years old in January, so I don't know how much longer my body is going to allow me to do this, but I think it's healthy for me if I can keep doing as much as I can, so I will try." Anyway, thanks for watching. The Lord bless you.